Recording in progress.
Good morning to you all, students. Dhananjana, Madhushan, are you able to hear me clearly, students? Do you hear me clearly, please, Insama?
Yes,
Okay, right. So we started peer reviewing, and you have the first assignment to be submitted 25th, right? Which is essay. And we spend a lot of time discussing the structure of an effective essay, a good essay. Then immediately after that, we started the lesson peer reviewing. And your second assignment, very soon I'm going to upload that, will be one where you peer review an essay. So whose essay you will review? You have to find a peer for that. Say, for example, Dhananjana and Madhushan, say, for example, have to talk, and she will email the essay to Madhushan, and Madhushan will email the essay to Dhananjana. So you are peer reviewing each other's work. First, you have to write a second essay. Okay. Then after that, you have to email it, and there's a peer review form. You need to review the friend's essay, and after that, mail it back. So what you do is, you have to upload the whole files into the LMS. You have to, the whole thing, you can make it a PDF. The PDF එකක් කරලා මට වඩා ඒව ඔයාලා දන්නවා ටෙක්නොලොජි. අපි මුලින්ම ලියපු essay එක peer review form එක, ඒකට ලියපු comments ටික essay එකේම mark කරලා නම් ඒ ටික ඔක්කොම PDF එකක් කරලා you can take in some form, you have to do it and mail it. Okay, mail it. If you have the facility to type the essay, that is the best. If not, you have to find ways. Photographs can be also sent. But then reviewing it also, maybe you can get a photo or printout of the peer review form, and on the printout you write down, and after that get a photo of that and upload. What I want is the work. So one earlier session, we had the immediate discussion into peer reviewing. What is peer reviewing? Today we continue that. But for those who were for the benefit of those who were absent, and also even those who were present, a bit of revision is not going to be a bad thing. So I'm going to revise what we covered the previous day. Okay. There was one assignment on reported speech. I saw a folder, and the second one was their essay writing, Madhushan. So that was the second one. Okay, that also you have to do. Major assignments are those. Although there was a folder to upload but answers for the reported speech, that is not a major one. Major assignment started with essay writing. Okay, so peer reviewing. So you are supposed to be familiar with the process and get the benefits out of it. Also, there were two types of essays we were discussing. One was the expository essay, the other persuasive essay. When we write our second essay, you have to choose between the two and decide whether you are going to write an expository essay or a persuasive essay. Expository means you only give the information. Okay, the harmful effects of the harmful effects of using nuclear energy in a country. Only the information. Persuasive essay is different. In persuasive essay, you do more than that. You expect a change of behavior by the readers. Say, for example, if there was a country who believed that nuclear energy is really harmful and under no circumstances a country should use it as their energy source, you write an essay giving examples how some developed countries use it in a safer way. Then there will be a change of the attitudes, and people will also want the governments to use the nuclear energy as one of their major energy sources. That is persuading, winning the other people towards your opinion. That is persuasive. Okay. And then finally, when you peer review each other's essay, you really get the concept. Until you do it, only theory is not going to help. When you put it into practice and peer review an essay, you understand the full process. Okay. And we quickly looked at the benefits of peer reviewing the other day. And very importantly, peer reviewing is not correcting the grammar and the spelling errors of your peers. You are just checking other things like the structure of the essay, organization of the essay. Since you already know what the structure of the essay is, you check, where can I find the thesis statement? Is the thesis statement in the correct place? Can I find the supporting evidence? Are they clearly expressed? Are they convincing? Are they interesting? Do I understand the conclusion of the essay? Is it attractive? Is the essay clear in all its parts? Are there any sentences that lack clarity, confusing ideas? So you suggest your friends to rewrite it or reword it. Those are the things you do in peer review. And we make the distinction between expository and persuasive essays. That was the last thing we did. And I gave you an exercise to identify whether a particular thesis is one of an expository essay or one of a persuasive essay. An expository essay explains or describes by presenting facts about a person or a subject, just the facts. Say, for example, if you are comparing Canadian dancing with Western dancing, you will write one major paragraph on Canadian dancing, describing it in all its aspects. And the next paragraph would be devoted to Western dancing, describing it in all its aspects. You are not inviting people to take to Canadian dancing, Western dancing, or anything. You just give it as information to the public. That is expository essay. Asian elephant versus African elephant. Same thing. Only the information. Expository, the writer might not have an opinion. Writer will not say Canadian dancing is better than the Western dancing or vice versa. She will just present information on both forms of art, both forms of the species, African, Asian elephants. The expository essays only inform rather than call for action or try to change the beliefs of or the behavior of the reader. ඔයාලා උත්සාහ කරන්නේ නේ අනිත් අයගේ මතය ඔයාලා පැත්තට හරවන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් මුකුත් නැහැ. නිකන් අපි information දෙනවා. When you take certain topics, they would be more appropriate to produce expository essays. When you see the title, you would decide මේක නම් වඩා හොඳ expository essay එකකටම තමයි. Some topics can be handled for both, you know. Persuasive essay, on the other hand, a persuasive essay convinces the writer's opinion about the particular subject. You definitely say we should now promote Ayurvedic medicine at all costs. We should promote indigenous medicine at all costs. At the outbreak of the deadly corona pandemic, we should promote indigenous local medicine at all costs. You want to win the opinion of the reader to believe that there are a lot of benefits we can get if we promote local medicine. Again, okay. Persuasiveness. They include facts. Persuasive essays will also include facts like the expository essays, facts about Ayurvedic medicine. But main objective is to convince the reader and to make a change in the attitude. Major belief is when you write that essay, when somebody reads your essay, they also agree with you and they would want to go to the Ayurvedic doctor again when they fall ill. They would want to try out some Ayurvedic or local medicine given in the books net. කසාය ටිකක් හරි හදන් බොන්න හිතෙන්න ඕන. ඒක කියවුවට පස්සේ. ආපහු කොත්තමල්ලි ටිකක් හරි බොන්න හිතෙන්න ඕන එසේ ඒක කියවුවට පස්සේ. Because it has made a behavioral change. Okay? Right. Example. The need for stricter rules and disciplinary codes to avoid spread of COVID-19. This was the example we took the other day. Now, you write the essay to, persuade the people to believe that government should impose strict rules and disciplinary codes if they want to control COVID-19. Okay, you believe that. So, accordingly, the thesis statements will change. Now, in an expository essay, you only have the facts. We will take the second example. Learner management system can effectively be utilized for the teaching learning process in universities. You only say how LMS can effectively be used during this situation and what are its added advantages. Like, if it is the same topic, but this time a persuasive essay, you will have something like example 2. Learner management system should be made compulsory for all university programs. Say the corona pandemic comes to an end, COVID-19 comes to an end. Even then, the writer suggests learner management system should be made compulsory for all university programs. So change in the behavior. It should be made compulsory. Certain courses should definitely be done online. At least some components should be done online. This LMS should be used for all the assessments. Something like that. Assignments. Okay. So that is how we differentiate between expository essay and persuasive essay, and accordingly how we write our thesis statement. Okay. Same theme, but the thesis statements were different in their focus. Do you understand the two, expository essay and persuasive essay? If anybody does not understand, please tell me so that I can again explain. Because this is important for the next assignment. Okay. Then after that, a stronger persuasive thesis statement. When you make the thesis statement strong, what additions can you make after giving your thesis? You can also include some of the major points that you're discussing in the essay to support the thesis. Those things can also be mentioned here briefly. Then the thesis becomes stronger. Say, for example, for the learner management system essay. If you make it stronger, it will be something like that. Learner management system should be made compulsory for most university programs, as it brings solution to accommodation issues, provide opportunities for more students to university entrance, and produce graduates who are much tech savvy and capable of self-oriented learning. These are the major points you will discuss in the essay to support your thesis. As a plan, those things have also been included in the thesis, so your thesis becomes strong. Rather than telling Europeans need to consume less refined sugar, that is the persuasion, ඔච්චර sweets කන්න එපා ලොකු හානියක් වෙනවා ඒක අඳ පුළුවන් තරම් අඩු කරන්න. essay එක කියවපු කෙනෙකුට එහෙම හිතෙනවා එහෙම කරන්න. So because your persuasive essay is doing its job. Then to make it stronger, you would say overconsumption of sugar by Europeans lead to weight gain, disease, and early death. So you see how serious that is. It can even cause early death. This is stronger. Okay, that is the place we actually stopped our previous session. So then now we will watch another video on peer review. Okay, to revive the lesson and see whether you are able to understand foreign accents. That's another purpose I want to use this for. Then අපි ඉංග්‍රීසි ඉගෙන ගන්න. අපි හිතනවා මේක අපිට මේ ඩිග්‍රී එක පාස් වෙන්න විතරයි ඕන කියලා. පස්සේ තමයි අපි තේරුම් ගන්නේ if you can't find a job in Sri Lanka, you might get opportunities to work abroad, you would go. There who are the people you have to use English to communicate. They are not Sri Lankans very often. They are various other nationalities, say Philippines. Sometimes they are Chinese people speak in English, Australians speak in English, British people speak in English. So English is not just what you speak in the class. You should be able to at least understand 30% of their accents. So that training is very important. That is why you should watch English movies and listen to radio channels, all that. So then, this is why I want to play this video. One thing is it's important. Other thing is train to listen to and understand foreign accents.
The chances are that you've encountered some form of peer review before, either in your academic life or perhaps in a work or school context. The reason for this, the chances are that you've encountered some form of peer review before, either in your academic life or perhaps in a work or school context. The reason for this is that peer review works, and thus educators are keen to reap its benefits for their students. If you've participated in peer review before, you've probably witnessed these benefits firsthand. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why peer review will make you a better writer. But firstly, I should explain what peer review is.
Are the sounds clear to you? Is the sound clear to you? Is it clear to you, Puta?
This one.
Okay.
Peer review involves some sort of evaluation of your work by people of a similar level or at a similar stage of their studies. If you are new to peer review, you might be asking yourself, well, what's in it for me? What can I possibly get from feedback from someone who only knows as much or maybe even less about a topic than I do myself? Perhaps the idea of giving and receiving feedback from your peers is something that you feel uncomfortable about. And another thing, students I meet also often worry about their own ability to provide useful feedback to their fellow students. Of course, all these reactions are valid, but receiving and responding to feedback from your peers can be invaluable to your own development as a writer. Yes, your peers are probably not likely to be as experienced at giving feedback as your teachers, but the more sets of eyes you can get on your own work and the more feedback from different perspectives, the better. Sometimes we, as writers, are up so close and personal to our own writing that we can fail to see the wood for the trees. In other words, we might miss the bigger picture, such as how the essay fits together as a whole, because we are so focused on the details. Equally, it's very easy to be blind to mistakes in our own texts, mistakes that a second reader will pick up easily. You should bear in mind, though, that a peer reviewer should not do the job of proofreader for you. Your text is your responsibility, and if you proofread your own text carefully before handing it over, your peer reviewer will find it much easier to comment on the text itself. One of the trickiest things about writing is seeing our text from the perspective of the audience, since it's literally impossible to get outside of our own heads. All language is about transmitting a message to a receiver, and your peer reviewer can help you to evaluate how successful this process of transmission has been without the need for a brain transplant. For instance, your reviewer will help you to see if there are any parts of the text that don't make sense, or if there's any terms that need to be more carefully defined. Peer review can also help provide the motivation that you need to get writing in the first place. Producing drafts for peer review is one way to keep writing projects on track. Writing can be a lonely activity sometimes, but the peer review process can provide you with a ready-made support group. There are other people out there who are going through similar struggles to your own. When it comes to receiving feedback from your peers, it's important to think carefully about how you will use the comments that you get. Ultimately, you are the author of your essay, and it's up to you to carefully evaluate feedback and think about what changes you will make as a result. If you're not used to receiving feedback on your writing, it can be something of an uncomfortable experience.
There's one point made here which is very important. Now, when you review your friend's essay and send her your comments, you also receive the comments your peer wrote for your essay. There's nothing like this that you have to incorporate all these things and have to change your essay based on the peer review. There's nothing like that. You decide what is valid, what is good, what are the good comments, what are the changes I am supposed to make, what are the changes I am not supposed to make. යාළුවට වඩා ඔයාට අයිති තියෙනවා ඔයාගේ සේක ගැන. You decide what changes you make. All the changes your peers suggest you don't have to do. Okay, but there might be some very valuable insights you get because you don't see the problems in your writing. It is an outsider, your friend, who can see the problems in your writing. So then it is very useful when he or she makes those suggestions. Okay, because after peer reviewing the essay, you are going to revise your essay. The first draft you write, you get the comments for that. Then you will incorporate those comments and will produce a second draft. I'm a bit, worried that the participation for the session is not very good because these things are all new to you, lot of students. So then when you learn something unfamiliar to you, you should be in the class. If you miss that, there should be a valid reason. If not, you should at least watch the video and learn that. If you don't do either, I really cannot help. It's not my responsibility. I don't have any responsibility towards such students. Okay, right.
Some people tend to take feedback on their writing personally, but it's important to remember that criticism on your writing is not criticism of you as a person, and even experienced writers can sometimes produce bad texts. When it comes to receiving feedback, think carefully about each comment and ask yourself what you will do with it. If you choose not to act on a particular piece of feedback, reflect on why this is the case. Peer review usually involves texts in progress, and this is, of course, where feedback can be most useful to you. Because when it comes to peer review, we're not talking about the finished product, It's inevitable that there will be some aspects of the text that you, as the author, are not 100% happy about. I understand that this can be a particular challenge for perfectionists. Handing over an unfinished piece of writing for review can be a daunting prospect, but understanding why the peer review process is so useful to your development as a writer can help to overcome some of these anxieties. I wanted to save the best thing about peer review until last. Perhaps you have worries about the quality of the feedback that you might get, or maybe you doubt the value of receiving feedback from students who may have even less experience of the writing process than you do yourself. Well, as far as I see it, these issues don't actually detract from the main benefit of the peer review process, and this is in developing your own critical and evaluative capacities. There is plenty of research to suggest that as the reviewer, you gain just as much, if not more, than the reviewee. If you learn what to look for in the essays of others, you'll be much better equipped to evaluate your own writing also. One of the most effective ways of learning is to explain a concept to someone else. If you can successfully explain the problems with someone else's essay and suggest possible solutions to fix these problems, you can be sure that you properly understand the principles of academic writing yourself.
Okay. So last session, we just went through some of the topics, not thesis statements, just the topic, just the phrase that is, and decided whether they are appropriate to produce expository essays or persuasive essays or both. So we did, say for example, how Sri Lanka fought against COVID-19. Since it is something that has happened, you might decide it is more an expository essay. You only give the facts, how they had the quarantine centers, how they traced the, contact groups, and how they, sometimes gave instructions to use certain, other, some precautions they can take at home, homely precautions. So those things, how it was done, expository. Or if you take something like why public schools need more funding, you persuade the government, the authorities to provide funds for public schools, because without those, they cannot run. So then persuasive essay. So accordingly, you decide. And there were many examples we discussed as the thesis statement for persuasive essay and expository essay. Now, what is the activity? Select 2 topics out of that and write down the thesis in your own words. So then persuasive essay also select 1 and write down a thesis. Expository essay also select 1 and write your thesis. Only the topic is given here and you need to write the thesis. Select 2 topics out of this and produce the thesis. And you can write down the thesis and send me through the chat box. And put the heading expository or persuasive, and under that write down, then I'm able to check whether it's appropriate as the thesis of a expository essay, appropriate as the thesis of a persuasive essay. Some දෙකක්වත් අනිවාර්යෙන් ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඊට වඩා ලියනවා නම් ඒත් කමක් නැහැ. Come on, send me. This is just the topic. I want you to build up the thesis. When you build up the thesis, remember there was the stronger thesis, which included even the plan, overconsumption of sugar by Europeans leads to, or overconsumption of sugar is harmful because it leads to weight gain, disease, early death. Very strong. Learner management should be made compulsory because of these benefits. It's very strong thesis. You can also do one like that, you know. Okay, I'm waiting. Send me your thesis statement through chat box, everybody. Okay. It's okay, you take a little time, but I want it. And whatever the thesis you finish, you send me. Then I can give you the feedback. Nipata. Gamage, what is the topic you are working on, Puta? Nimesh, what is your topic? Nimesh? Insamam, what is your topic? Madhushan? Come on, respond. Dhananjana, what is your topic, dear? You need to select one of the topics and produce a thesis statement, strong thesis statement. It can be one of expository style or persuasive style. I'm asking you out of these, what is the topic you have selected? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of that. Come on. Madhuanta? Now I think you received quite a lot of time. Then come on. What are the thesis statements you have produced? Okay, Abhisekar has one. Okay, Buddha. Very good. Abhisekar, very well done. Very well done. Who will be sending me the next response? Other students, your thesis statements are you still doing? In Samam, you are still doing? Gamage, Dhananjana? Right. Okay, Dhananjana, in your one putta, because of that කියලා පටන් ගන්න බෑ අපිට මොකද මොනා නිසාද කියලා අපි දන්නේ. Because now you have to write it as a complete sentence. Now the topic is why smartphones will replace the computers in 10 years. You have to clearly write down the thesis in which the whole idea is complete in meaning. Say, for example, because of the advanced technology, smartphones will beat the computers in future. Because of the advanced technology and the convenience of handling, many people will want to buy smartphones than the computers. Something like that. Okay, Putta Dhananjana, please reword it in that way. Because of the advanced technology or something. Many people will prefer smartphones over computers. Something like that. Okay, very good effort, Dhananjana. but I have also helped you with what you produced. Okay. Now, good. Who is next, please? And that is a persuasive essay. It could even be expository, but more a persuasive essay. Who is next? Anyone else who has written thesis statements? I'll give you just 5 more minutes, then I can move to the next one. Okay. Next topic is providing supporting points for the essay. Providing supporting points for the essay. Can I have your attention, everybody? the supporting points for the essay can be one of the following. What are those? Supporting points can be an example from the writer's personal life, an example from someone else's life. You just talk about the example from Abraham Lincoln's life, or you'd say Margaret Thatcher's life, or let's say some politician here, D.S. Senanayaka's life, something like that. Or a comparison of a similar situation. You remember earlier you compared people consuming sugar with vehicle being filled with fuel. So two situations are compared. Yeah. Two situations are compared. So something like that. Or statistics, quotation from an expert, expert's quotation. If you are talking something connected to criminology or crimes, you get a quotation from a judge, or let's say some scientist of that particular field, criminologist. Okay. Statistics or other numerical data. How many people in this particular country are under diabetes? Or how many people in this particular country are obese, overweight? Statistics. How many teenagers of United States use gym more than 2 hours a day? Those statistics. Sometimes it is logical reasoning. You logically present facts and discuss the facts. Logical reasoning. Sometimes just the common knowledge. Based on the common knowledge also you can make certain sentences or produce certain sentences. Or personal knowledge, your own personal knowledge or experiences. These will be what to include as the supporting points in your paragraphs or essays. Okay. When you have a mixture of those or variety of these, then your essays will be interesting, definitely. Right. So then we will read some paragraphs and see what kind of these have been included in them. That is our effort now. This is the first paragraph. Read the following body paragraph and identify the type of supporting evidence and write down. Shall we read the first one? Raw sugar paragraph. Read that and identify what kind of evidence that is. We discussed like there can be several types of things that come under this category. Example from personal life, others' personal life, comparison, quotation, statistics, logical reasoning, common knowledge, personal knowledge. ඒ මොනවද මෙතන තියෙන්නේ කියලා හොයලා මට එවන්න text එකක්. You put it to the answer to the text box or just speak it out. Read the paragraph. Abhesekara, can you Puta read this passage aloud? Do you have the microphone facility?
Yes, madam.
Okay, read it out, please.
No sugar has been eaten by humans for thousands of years. Sugar is a form of pure energy, high in calories and low in nutrients. Like gasoline refined from raw crude oil, refined sugar has undergone a process to make it easy to store, transport, and consume. Uh, Refined sugar fuels the body with instant energy while also having a pleasant taste. In fact, it is it is this pleasant taste that is the problem. The appealing taste can make a person want to consume more, even when the body is at rest and has no need of sugar. Overfilling a car with gasoline creates only a minor spill at the local filling station, but overfilling a human with overfilling a human with sugar can create much greater problems.
Very good, Puta. Very good. Thank you very much. Now, what are the techniques the writer has used to present supporting points in this paragraph, as you notice?
Common knowledge,
Common knowledge is there, a lot of time common knowledge.
uh, and some logical reasons,
Logical reasons, like now, although like it is because of this pleasant taste that is the problem. Logical reasoning and a pleasant taste is addict. Just like you get addicted to wine or liquor or drugs, you get addicted to sugar. Logical reasoning. Very good. What else? Particularly the last sentence. Any other student can also give the idea. What else, Puta? Particularly when you focus this one and this one, what kind of technique that is?
comparison,
Comparison of a similar situation. You compare. You take gasoline out of crude oil. Then gasoline is more convenient to use. You use it for cooking and you use it for vehicles or any other power source. Same way, refined sugar is also convenient. From sweet cane or whatever mode you produce sugar. So then it is refined sugar that we consume in our tea or in whatever food source, right? Then you compare filling a car with gas with filling your human body with sugar. So that's comparison. That is also a technique used. So in this one, we find common knowledge as a technique. Also, we have comparison of something to a similar situation as a technique. Also, you have logical reasoning as a technique. If it did not have this pleasant taste, this kind of an issue would not have come. But unfortunately, because it has a very pleasant taste, all the problems. Very good. Next passage, please. Paragraph 2, but you should be able to remember those points. It is these. Out of all these, if you want, you can take a shot out of it, quotation from an expert, statistics, personal knowledge, your own personal life experience, other people's experiences. Out of those, what kind of supporting evidence is present here? Find out. Madhuwanta, do you have the facility to read it aloud, Puta?
What, teacher?
Please read out the passage, Puta.
One of the greatest dangers of consuming too much refined sugar is obesity. Many college students in Japan and Korea, for example, report that they gain weight during their studies abroad in North America and Western Europe. There, there could be many reasons for this, but one primary cause is eating too much of sugar. Visitors of these regions are often surprised at both low commonly available sweets and how sweet those foods are. In fact, when the typical sugar content in the average diet of North America is compared with that of both Asia and Middle Eastern countries, the difference is clear. This corresponds to a similar difference in rate of obesity, particularly among children. Obesity in turn can lead to many other problems, including heart disease and depression.
Okay, very good. Guddu san, what are the techniques used to present the supporting evidence in this paragraph? Madhuvanta, do you remember those points? ඒ ටික මතකද පුතා මధුවන්ත? ටෙක්නික්ස් ටික මතකද? ඒ වගේ මොනවද මෙතන පාවිච්චි වෙන්නේ? Even others can answer. I will take it here again. Out of these, what is present? What is present, please? If you take this one, many college students in Japan and Korea, for example, report that they gain weight during their studies abroad in North America and Western Europe. When they go to Western Europe, they gain a lot of weight. They have said, many college students. So what is that evidence? What is that technique? What kind of evidence that is? මදුවන්ත ඒ මොකද්ද පුතා එතන පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන ටෙක්නික් එක?
Statistics or other numerical.
Okay. Statistics also you can say, like if they included particular statistic, specific statistic, or else you can say example from someone else's life, no? This is example from your friend's life who go to their degrees or postgraduate degrees to Western countries. Now they have told, you know, they got overweight within 6 months. They got lot of weight within 6 months, something they never experienced before because they didn't know it is the effect of the sugar. There were a lot of, you know, very nice sweet items available very commonly at a low price. So you get addicted to it. Anything else? What other techniques, please? Madhusank, any other Puta? If you take something like this, what is that? In average diet of North America is compared with that of Asia, the difference is very clear. Asia and Middle East countries do not use that much refined sugar in their diets. මදුවන්ත තව මොනවද පුතා පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන මේ techniques? Dhananjana, what other techniques, please?
Common knowledge.
Okay, Puta. Common knowledge is there, very good. Comparison is there, comparing Asian diet with the Western diet in consumption of sugar. Logical reasoning is there. It's a mixture. මෙන්න මේක හරියටම මේකයි කියලා පෙන්වන්න අපි ඕනේ. Basically, you notice that there's also logical reason. Now, when you say there could be reasons for this, but primary cause is sugar, that is logical reason. Or your common knowledge. Then, okay, right. So when we write theses, we also do something like that. After writing our thesis, you have to write down the body paragraph. So your body paragraphs will be like this. In the body paragraphs, you will have a, you know, topic sentence. One of the great dangers of consuming too much refined sugar is obesity. So that is the main idea. Then for that you provide evidence, experiences from your life, experiences from other people's life, logical reasoning, common knowledge, experts' quotes, comparisons. Those things. If it's only common knowledge, it's boring. There should be a quotation by an expert, comparison of situations, your own personal experience, somebody else's experience, logical reasoning. Now it becomes interesting. Statistics, then only it becomes interesting. අපි ඒව පාවිච්චි කරලා essays ලියන්න. පොඩ්ඩක් search කරලා හොයා ගන්න ඕන quotations, facts. Comparisons, ඔයාලා හිතලා හදා ගන්න ඕන creatively මම මේ දෙක compare කරුවොත් මෙතන ලස්සනක් එයි. That is how we do. Right? So then next thing is peer review form. Now I told you, when you write an essay, you choose a topic and write an essay. It can be an expository essay. It can be a or persuasive. Topics have been given in the assignment. It will be given to you. I'm going to upload the assignment today immediately after this. So with the assignment, I am going to upload this peer review form also. You write the essay, you know how to write essays. You can again go through the handouts I have given you from the beginning, right from the beginning. And then write a second essay. And then you mail it to your friend. And she mails it to you. You have to find a partner. Okay. Then, this is the peer review form you are going to use. Right? First thing you do here is peer reviewer's name. If you are reviewing, if let's say Gamage is reviewing, Madhusankar's essay, reviewer's name is Gamage. You put your whole name. Index number, your index number. Title of the peer's essay. You look at the essay, her essay, there should be a title for the essay, you write it down. And the date. Important. It's important. So based on these, we will be assigning you marks. What is the topic of the essay? Is the essay expository or persuasive? Can you clearly identify whether it's expository type or persuasive type, or whether it's just written without any, clear focus? Mention කරන්න වෙනවා. කරුණා අපි යාර දන්නවනේ බොහොම කාරුණිකව කමෙන්ට් එකක් ලියන හැටි අපි එදා ඉගෙන ගත්තා. Your essay is good, but I cannot really understand whether it is expository or persuasive essay. Do you think you need to work on it further? You don't know how to write essays because it's not professional. Write the thesis statement here. You select the thesis statement. You locate the thesis statement. Generally, it should be the last sentence of the introduction. You check whether your friend has placed the thesis statement at the end of the introduction. If it is rightly positioned, you can easily find out, locate, write down the thesis here in the form. Is the thesis well written? Does it need revision? Why? Then your comments. Your thesis is a powerful one. I like it. Your thesis is good, but I think you can make it a stronger one. Towards the end, it is not very clear. Those comments. Right? How many body paragraphs are there? Count how many body paragraphs. Each body paragraph is based on a major point to support your thesis. Like if it is, bad effects of consuming a lot of sugar, one major point is obesity. Another major point is early death. Another major point is diabetes. Another major point is bad teeth and sickness, poor health. Right? Then body paragraphs, accordingly 4. So how many body paragraphs are there? Does the introduction have a hook or the lead in? Now, I taught you all these things. When you write the introduction, first sentence of the introduction is very important because you have to get the attention of the readers to read your essay. So you use techniques. Sometimes you start with the question, you start with the quotation, you start with statistics, you start with the story. What kind of hook is it? Not what king, it should be what kind of hook is it? Question. What other information does the introduction provide? Between the first sentence and the thesis, background information sentences. What kind of information do they provide? Do you think it's a well-written introduction? Do you think it's a boring introduction? If it is boring in introduction, you suggest that the peer change it, revise it. Okay. Number 7, underline the topic sentence in each body paragraph. If you can't find one, note it here. Are all the topic sentences present in the body paragraphs? Now, earlier, you remember in the handout we just discussed. Sorry. In the handout, we just discussed the body paragraphs. Now, when you read it, you can see topic sentence is this. One of the major point sentence. One of the greatest dangers of consuming sugar is obesity. You notice that. Or if you read the previous one, raw sugar has been eaten by humans for thousands of years. You identify that as the topic sentence. History. And what we have been doing over all these years. Something. Okay. So then that kind of thing is important. Okay. Write the number of each body paragraph and then explain what type of supporting points were used for each paragraph. Okay. Number of the body paragraph you put and explain what type of supporting points are there. Now you remember the type of supporting points: logical reasoning, common knowledge, experts, quotations. Those who were present for the lesson should find it really easy. Those who were absent, please, like good students, help them. If they talk to me, I will help. Ask them to get my help. සමහර අයට ගැටලු ඇති ඇත්තටම. අද එළියට යන්නත් හිතෙනවා ඇතින ලෙක්චර් එකේ ඉන්න වඩා පොඩ්ඩක් එළියට ගිහිල්ලා නේද ඩයලොග් කාඩ්ස් ගන්න හරි පොඩ්ඩක් යාළුවෙක්ව බලලා එන්න හරි හිතෙනවා ඇති පොඩ්ඩක්. I don't know, because other Mondays we had a good number. Today it's the restrictions were lifted for the first time in 1 month's time also. I think ඒක හන්දත් වෙන්න ඇති. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට යම් කිසි විදිහකින් උදව් කරනවා අපි. That is all that we අපි ඉච්චර තමයි අපි ගෙනියන්නේ කවදා හරි නේද? So then you can help them. If they want my help, ask them. Right. So then just go through these 2 questions, these 2 points in the peer review form. Then the next one is, what kind of conclusion is it? What functions does the conclusion fulfill? You know, from the beginning, we were commenting on the thesis, we were commenting on the first sentence of the introduction hook, we were commenting about the background information given on the introduction. Then we were comment on the body paragraphs, topic sentences, supporting evidence. Are they interesting? What kind of evidence you find your peer has used? Then ඔයාලට ලියන්න තියෙන්නේ common knowledge කියන එක විතර නම් peer තේරුම් ගන්නවා මම එච්චර ලස්සනට මගේ evidence organize කරලා නැහැ ඒකේ කිසි variety එකක් නැහැ කියන එක එයාටම පේනවා when you send the form. ගොඩක් දාන්න තියෙනවා නම් එයා දැනගන්නවා මම හොඳයි you know. Then finally the conclusion. What kind of conclusion is it? Now there are a lot of techniques I taught you can use in the conclusion. ඒ වගේ ප්‍රයෝජනෙ ගන්න ඕන හොඳ දරුවෝ වගේ. මේ ඔයාලට ගන්න පුළුවන් ලොකු ගොඩාක් වියදම් කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඩිග්‍රී එකක තියෙන කන්ටෙන්ට් එක තමයි ඔයාලට උගන්වන්න අපි උත්සාහ කරන්නේ. Latest knowledge in the field. ඒව ගන්න ළමයි පොඩ්ඩක් මහන්සි වෙන්න. What functions does the conclusion fulfill? Write question marks for any things that you do not understand. Write a short note to explain if it is possible. If there are places you don't understand, now if you are reviewing the essay using the particular essay form, නේද ඔයාලා දන්නවා ඒව කරන හැටි word file එක open කරලා review section එකට ගිහිල්ලා comments දෙන්න. You can try out. You are the technology generation, not like us. If you do so, put question marks, sticky notes, all these things, because you do everything online. There's no way of posting it to your friend. එහෙම ටෙක්නොලොජි අපිට මේ ලැප්ටොප්ස් නැතුව පොඩි පොඩි ගැටලු තියෙනවා නම් ඒක කියලා අපි අපේ ඉගෙනීම කඩාකප්පල් කරගන්නේ නැහැ. There are other options. Handwritten one, taking photographs and sending will also do the same job. It's a different way, but does the job. Okay. Then that you do. Those things. Okay. Then number 11, go through. Please go through. On the essay, draw a star by 3 sentences you like the best. The 3 sentences you like best, put stars. That is like complimenting it, appreciating the work. Then also write down any other comments here. Please remember that the peer review will both praise the work whenever possible, as well as give constructive criticisms. Not just criticisms, constructive criticisms. That is the peer review form. I again give you a chance to have a look at it, the major areas. Come on, go through. Anything you do not understand on the peer review form, students? Any questions you do not understand in the peer review form? Please ask me. I'm giving you 2 minutes for that. This is the assignment you will get. Just see. Select the most appropriate thesis out of the given 1 to 5 and write down your second essay. Now, what is given here is the thesis. Thesis එකම දීලා තියෙනවා. ලේසියින් ඒක හදන්න දෙයක්වත් නැහැ. That you have to have the hook or the first sentence to the introduction, other sentences up to the thesis, and put this one as the thesis. Okay. Then supporting points to the thesis, you have to identify. If there are 3 body paragraphs, 3 points. 4 body paragraphs, 4 points. Okay. For topic 1 to 5, you can choose which side of the topic that you want to argue on. There's another challenge. Now, thesis also given so that you can choose between sides. That means first one says, under the first topic, first thesis statement says, nuclear power is not a good energy source for the world. Second says, nuclear energy is one of the best energy sources for the world. Depending on your personal views or depending on the information available to you, data available to you, you select the side. The sun gives a constant free supply of clean energy, which more homes should take advantage of. For let's say, for if it is an expository essay, information දෙන එකක් නේ. Persuasive essay එකක් නම් තමයි sides දෙකක් දීලා. It is also a hint. This only gives, sun gives a constant free supply of clean energy which more homes should take advantage of. එකක් වෙන side එකක් නෑ. ඒකත් persuasion එකකුත් තියෙනවා. Number 3. Young people can learn many things by traveling to other countries. As sleep deprivation can result in many harmful effects. Lack of sleep, sleep deprivation, ninda himiwim. Sleep deprivation can result in many harmful effects. As it happens, getting enough sleep is an essential part of a healthy life. Particularly, you will lose your immunity also when you do not get proper sleep. These days, it's very important that we try our best to protect our immunity. So sleep plays a major role. 5. Women should not be employed as it adversely affects on the children whose physical, mental, and social health is in their major responsibility. Very strong thesis. Even the supporting points are being hinted. Physical development, mental development, social development. When the mother is not with the children, when she's a working mother and is busy and away from home, it affects. So then you say, mother should not be employed. Or you say, other side, even though doing a job while bringing up children is a great response. A mother in the modern society. Both working mothers and non-working mothers can be successful mothers. Okay. The girls who want to graduate and start a career, you might want to argue the second one, definitely. Okay. A boy who wants to have a wife who just stay at home and take care of the children can go for the first one. I don't know. So then you select one and select whether you want to have an expository essay or argumentative essay, plan it well and write the essay. Then what is the next step? What do we do after that? Forget this one, this deadline that was given to the previous people. I will change that. Proofread your essay and correct any grammar, spelling, or punctuation errors and finalize. Don't submit the essay with all the grammatical errors to your friend, because they are not going to mark your grammatical errors. C. Select, you have written the essay, you have proofread the essay. Now select a peer from your batch and exchange your essay by email so that he or she can peer review. You can add the comments on the essay on a Word document, or you can do it in a different way. Also, you need to, whatever way you do it, fill in the peer review form as the most important part of the exercise. Upload all the files to the LMS. එකටම PDF එකක් විදියට හදලා හරි ගැලපෙන විදියකට upload කරන්න. Okay, that is how you do. Then after that is the assignment. Then the last part of the assignment is revising your essay. That will be another assignment. Okay. So I have tried my best to explain it within the given time. When I upload all the documents, you can leisurely go through it. Any questions regarding the assignment, please? Any questions regarding the assignment, kids, students? Any questions regarding the assignment? Deadline for the assignment is going to be 30th June. We have another 9 days. ඇති නේද? නැත්නම් ඊට වඩා දුන්නොත් ඒ ටිකවත් අපිට කරන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද අපි අන්තිම දවසේනේ කරන්නේ උන්ට. Right. So you have 9 days. I think it's quite a lot of time. අදම ලියන්න ඕනේ ඒක. Ask your other friends also to just log into the LMS and start this. Ask them to watch the video. I will upload it to the LMS, the recorded lecture. And if there are any issues, ask them to call me, contact me through WhatsApp or call me and do the assignment. When you do the assignment only, you will understand these things fully. Remember, this is an advanced course, but you will benefit a lot if you do it properly. You can improve your writing to a greater level if you do it properly. නැත්තම් අයියෝ මේක මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා ඇරලා දාන්නත් පුළුවන්. මොකද අපි හරියට අහන්න නැතුව අපිට මේක තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ, because it's new. But I'm trying my best to help you. Anyone can understand it if they leisurely go through the handouts and then watch the recorded lectures. Any questions, please? Any questions, anyone? Okay, then we wind up there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, students.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.